Welcome back to Eggtoberfest Sunday. We're here at Wild Heaven in the west end of Atlanta, and Brewmaster Eric Johnson. Let's talk about Wild Heaven beer and where we can find it.
Absolutely. So we made this super exciting collaboration, Old Country, 80 Shilling Ale, and I'm so proud of this beer.
Yeah.
It really turned out great, and I think you're also going to really enjoy drinking this beer while you're cooking your Big Green Egg and using this beer to cook with on the Big Green Egg.
Absolutely.
So Wild Heaven's been around for about 10 years. Our first brewery was in Avondale Estates, just outside of Decatur, and not far from Pine Street Market. That's
Two blocks from Pine Street Market.
Two blocks, folks. And we just opened up our Weston brewery about a year ago, and so this is more of like an experimental, it's a place for me to play around. It's
Right.
my culinary playground, and that's where these like new exciting beers came from. And I want to say that one of the earliest interactions, maybe where I even met you, Rusty,
Right.
was you had the idea to make a bratwurst out of Eau de Mercy, which is one of the beers that we launched Wild Heaven with.
Oh, like a really dark coffee.
It's a coffee brown.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love the flavor of that.
And
beer.
it blew my mind.
Yeah.
It was so good.
But
So-
I love being able to take like really rich, flavorful beers, combining them with the heritage artisan meats that we make, and just kind of playing around, like you're saying, like here at the West End, but just coming up with just different fun beer, meat collaborations. I love it.
I love the way that, like, your mind has always been there as a chef, thinking about, beer's got so much that it brings to the table.
Right.
Does wine have umami? No.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Does wine have bitterness? No. Wine
Right.
is sour, sweet, but it doesn't, it's missing 2 out of the 5. And I'm
never
not
thought
dogging
about that,
wine.
right,
I'm
yeah.
not dogging wine. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
wine.
yeah.
But when you think about food, and especially when you think about like bratwurst, sausage, cured meats, etc., nothing beats beer. I'll
Right.
just tell you that straight up.
Right.
Nothing beats beer. And so it's only fitting, I think, that we take this beautiful beer that I'm super proud of, and we make a bratwurst with it.
Heck yes.
It's Eggtoberfest.
Yes.
What else are you gonna
Absolutely.
do, Rusty?
Like if that doesn't sum up the collaboration, I don't know what does.
No, we had to do it. We had to do
So
it.
we took Springer Mountain Farms chicken, we took the Eggtoberfest 2020 beer, and we took a little bit of ginger, black pepper, nutmeg, and garlic, and made this special sausage that you guys are carrying all through
All weekend.
Eggtoberfest. Yeah.
All weekend. Yes. And you know what? We may just keep it on the menu.
Yeah. Heck
It's
yeah.
delicious.
Yeah. Nice.
It's really good.
All right, you heard it here
It's really
first.
good.
So,
Right.
what I love to do with sausage on the egg is a lot of people, in my mind, do sausage backwards. You'll boil the sausage, leaving all that rich flavor behind, then grill them, take them to your cutting board, and they dry out like little briquettes. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna go straight to the Big Green Egg with the sausages, get a good crust, that Big Green Egg flavor, and then braise them. Then cook them in that beer to add an extra layer of the beer.
It's like a reverse sear.
Right. But then you can then take the pot to the table and they stay plump and juicy all through dinner.
Brilliant.
So we're grilling these, but here in the pot we're gonna put some onions, tomatoes, bell peppers, a little splash of water, and some of that beer. I'm gonna do a full beer, because
Oh,
why not?
man.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
So we're cooking the sausages for about 5 minutes and then going straight into that beer bath and let them just poach. And as it simmers, all those flavors are gonna get in there from the Big Green Egg, that smokiness, that rosemary we have on the fire, that good natural lump charcoal, and it is just gonna build layer of flavor on flavor on flavor. Oh, absolutely
Dude,
delicious.
I love the way you think.
Thank you. I love cooking with you.
Oh, man.
But you can find out all the information about Eggtoberfest 2020 and the recipes that we're cooking today at biggreenegg.com. So now is my great honor to jump to Chef Leo at Big Green Egg Europe.
Wow.
To start our European walkabout, starting in Italy. Chef Leo, arrivederci.
Cheers, chef.
Hi everyone, this is Leonard Elenbaas from the Netherlands. From the headquarters of Big Green Egg Europe, we are going to make some really nice European dishes, and we have some special ones for you. Today we start with the vitello tonnato 2.0. I think it will be the best vitello tonnato you ever had. Why? Because it's prepared on the Big Green Egg, of course. Today, here at the headquarters of Big Green Egg Europe, we are cooking a few dishes from Europe. And why the Big Green Egg, and how did I met the Big Green Egg? I used to have a restaurant here, I think 1 kilometer away from here. and that's the place where I met Wessel. And 1 week later, suddenly there was a big green egg in my kitchen, and that's how I started working with the big green egg. And after, I think, 2 months, I even had on my menu a whole big green egg menu, 6 courses from starter to dessert, everything prepared on the big green egg. Even the smoked ice cream with the apple pie. I think it was one of the most delicious menus ever on my menu in the past season. But unfortunately, no restaurant for me anymore. And now I'm pure passion on tour. I'm touring all over Europe and of course also to the States, because I have been cooking on the Eggtoberfest for 3 times already. And suddenly there is no possibility anymore to cook on the Eggtoberfest. So we are going to live present you some nice dishes. As I told you, today we start with the Vitello Tonnato 2.0. I have a really nice veal scallop here, and we're going to start with that because we have to slow cook it for approximately 50 to 60 minutes. I had to prepare some stuff in front, of course, otherwise I couldn't make it in the 20 minutes. So I wrapped a nice rope around the escalope, and why, you will see. I did it because I can put the spices like the oregano and not the oregano, the rosemary and the sage under the rope, so it will give a lot of flavor to the meat. First we start with some oil, and then we're gonna add some salt and pepper around the meat, on all sides of course. Then the pepper. And especially when you use the fresh sage, it will really give a lot of flavor to the meat. While cooking in about 50 minutes or 60, it gives a lot of flavor to the meat. What we're going to use for the dish today is the skillet, because we need the skillet for the fresh tuna we have here. And you need the convector, because this veal we're going to cook indirectly. And we're going to cook it until the core temperature of the meat is 55 degrees Celsius. Here in Europe we work with Celsius, not with Fahrenheit, as you do there in America. But on the egg, of course, we have the temperatures set in degrees Celsius and Fahrenheit, so that will be a lot easier. So you see, it's a nice delicate work to put the fresh herbs under the ropes, and while cooking it's gonna give so much flavor to the meat. I think this will be enough. Maybe one more. Yeah. I think this will do. So we got some pepper, salt, rosemary and sage. The big green egg, 150 degrees Celsius, and in Fahrenheit it's around 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I put the convector inside, and on top of the convector a drip pan, and then the meat. And we are going to use the thermometer, and we're going to cook it until 55 Celsius. So in the middle, that's it. And now we'll just wait. As I told you, it will take around 50-60 minutes to cook it, and it will be really nice and pink inside. So while we wait for the veal escalope, we can start with the tuna. I have some really great quality of tuna, and usually this tuna you use it to make the sashimi, so it's like the AA top quality. We're gonna rub it with a really nice spicy dry rub, and this one is with curry madras, with some red paprika, some ginger powder, and this is a really nice one, the Chinese 5 spice powder. It's a little bit spicy. We're gonna mix it with some salt, And then we're gonna rub the fish with this nice mixture, this dry rub of spices. Just rub it in with your hands a little bit on both sides of the tuna. This will do. The other side. On the right of me, for you on the left, I have the Big Win Egg Large with a cast iron grit inside and the skillet. I took the skillet of the Minimax, so it's the small one, on 200 degrees Celsius, approximately 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to use some oil. You can take enough oil, like about 4 or 5 tablespoons of oil, and then we're going to bake the tuna for not more than 1 minute on each side. Because if you do it too long, it will be well done, and we want the tuna to be perfectly cooked and pink raw inside. During the cooking of the tuna, we can start with the second sauce. I already prepared one, and the one I prepared is the mayonnaise of tuna. And for this one, we use the tuna what's canned in sunflower oil, like this one. And for this sauce, it will be tomato sauce, capers, olives, and the tuna. And this one is with the mayonnaise, and we also use capers, but also we used mixed up cornichons. We cut the cornichons really fine, and the capers, and we're gonna mix it with 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise and the tuna. So for this one, I'm going to cut the olives. It doesn't have to be really fine, but just cut it in some smaller pieces, because it's always nice when you use the sauce on your dish, it can have a little bit of a structure. So don't cut it too fine, leave the olives a little bit like this. Then we're going to take the capers. 1 minute is past, we will turn over the tuna. Oh, it's really nice and colorful. And it smells so great. Oh, those spices, really great. So we're gonna cut the capers, also a little bit, not too much. That's enough. Mix it with the olives. We have some parsley. We're gonna cut some parsley. I think this will be enough. We're gonna add the tuna, the tomato sauce, and then we're gonna mix it with a spoon, and of course we will add some salt. Take care with the salt, because the capers are already salty also. So take care of the salt, not too much. But with this tomato sauce, it can have some salt to spice it up a little bit. We're going to take out the tuna, and we will put it on a plate. Look at this, how delicious, and it smells so great. So we have the 2 sauces, the tuna, and I already prepared some veal, of course, because we couldn't wait for about 1 hour. So I have my veal already prepared here, and as you can see, it's really nice and colorful with the rosemary and the sage around it. So we're gonna cut the rope loose, take the rosemary and the sage off, cut it in two. You can see it's nice and pink inside. And it's already time for some plating, so I will find a nice plate here. A nice white plate will be nice for this dish. Okay, try to slice the veal as thin as possible, not too thick, but as thin as possible, with a really sharp knife. And as you can see, it's so tender. You can see the structure of the meat. It's really, really tender and moist, as you can see. So we're gonna make like a carpaccio of the veal on the plate. After that, we are going to add the tuna we just baked in the skillet with the spices. Okay, just one more. Then the tuna. And look inside, how beautiful this is. Oh, this is nice. It must be raw and pink inside. And we're gonna add some slices of tuna on the dish. One more. Yeah, it will be enough. Then we are going to take the tomato sauce with the tuna, the capers and the olives, and we will add it in between of the tuna pieces, because we still want to see the tuna. Don't cover it up with the sauce. You want everyone to see how perfectly cooked the tuna is. So we're gonna add the sauce everywhere. Then we take the mayonnaise with tuna, the capers and the cornichons, and this one we put a little bit on the side of the tuna, on top of the veal, and this will give a lot of flavor to this dish. This will do. And then we have some rocket salad, and I also took some beautiful flowers from the garden of the rocket salad. So we're gonna add some pieces of rocket salad, and also later on we will add the flowers of the rocket salad. And as you know, this rocket salad is a little bit spicy, so it's a lot of flavor for a dish like this. This will do. And then the beautiful flowers to finish the dish. I hope you guys are enjoying this type of cooking. I'm feeling so sorry not be able to cook on the Oktoberfest. So I hope you are satisfied with this type of cooking from the Netherlands. So I think this will be a really nice vitello tonnato 2.0. Enjoy, guys.
Grazie, Leo. I know I'll never look at tuna the same. We can't wait to see what you're going to do with Greek cuisine at the top of the 2 o'clock hour. So I'll make sure to tune in. Right now, we're going to rotate our sausages into the braising liquid. And guys, we're excited to see what you're cooking on right now on your big green egg. Please use the hashtag Oktoberfest2020 so we can all check it out. Stick around for the 2 o'clock hour, back with Leo and Greek cuisine.